What's up, homies? So we've got here, let's see. This is the V5 13C26 or 14C26, whatever the name of that stainless steel is. These are all been cut and heat treated. They've got a rivet lock mechanism here at the front. It's a 2mm hole. This is the skeletonized version without the grinding at the front. This is 36 grams in this current state. Let's see if I can fit it in the frame. In this current state. So very, very nice. Fits incredibly well in the hand. Like this addition here was just so nice. Such a good move. Yeah, so that's a skeletonized version, and here is the full non-skeletonized version, which weighs like 43 grams, something like that. So there's like an 8-gram difference between the two so far, which doesn't sound like much, but it's almost 20% difference in weight. And then we still have to consider, after grinding, what it's like. So both of these, they're exactly the same profile. They both feel really, really, really nice in the hand. This added finger choil here really makes an enormous difference. Super happy with how these turned out. Of course, I will be making a couple of these with scales. White micarta with blue liner or something like that will be pretty cool. Super excited. I have hundreds of the other previous ones still. I only have 80 of each of these, so I'll get cramming, making as many of these finished as possible in full steel, and then I'll keep a couple, for myself to put some scales on. But anyway, the idea here is that they're going to be full steel, and I'm gonna maybe make a couple to sell that have scales on them, but it's just so much work for me, and I have so many other things to do, so many other knives to make, and I'm on a very tight budget, time frame right now. But yeah, here you have it, boys. The V5. So I should have probably started them all off like this at first, just gone straight into a full steel scalpel. But it takes years of playing around with the design before you know what sort of incremental things you want to do to it. It wouldn't have looked like this straight out the first time. So if I close my eyes, it'll focus on the blade. So looking very, very good there, boys. I like this light version. I'll do flat grinds, I'll do hollow grinds, I'll do Scandi grinds, play around with all of it and see what, because with this particular design, I feel like Scandi would be the best. Thing is, the hollow grind works really, really well for this design, so full flat is fine too. I mean, this will work with all of them, so. And just to final top off, I made one of these rivet lock Walker mediums. It's very nice. I have to cover my eyes because the autofocus is always looking at the eyes. So this is how I like to make the rivet lock bulk on mediums. But yeah, it takes an enormous amount of time and work, so I don't do too many of these. And most people are not really willing to pay, you know, the almost $400 for something like this, which is, you know, it's a lot of money for a knife, but you're paying for the labor and how long it takes, and like, what can I do? Like, I can make cheaper knives. I have cheaper designs. They just don't have bolsters, and they don't have, you know, they don't have, like, you're paying for all the extra added effort. But one neat thing I was thinking for this design is there is some potential here to do like a carbon steel version that's plasma cut, so I can get the bolsters and the pommels cut to the correct dimension to the stock of the blade, so that I can just assemble everything, drill a couple of holes, heat treat, and then assemble, and it should cut off an enormous amount of the effort and work involved. Of course, the difficult thing, let's see if I can get the good, it's got a little finger grease on there. Yeah, the what was I saying? It'll be forever before I get around to it anyway, but it's a really cool design. I like this. It works very well for the rivet lock bulk or medium. I've been experimenting a lot with how to widen the handle to make it sort of more modern width, more modern dimensions and proportions, and it worked out really well here. So yeah, nothing much more to report. This one's already taken, sold. Catch y'all later.